Hello and welcome. You're watching Money 9. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, we're going to be talking all about markets and understand from experts as to what should you be doing with your investments in equities as and when the markets have hit record high levels and the Sensex has climbed over the 60,000 mark as well. Joining in is a very special guest with me. I have with me Mr. Avinash Korakshakar joining in from Profit Mart Securities on this edition of Market Masterclass. Mr. Gorakshakar, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Well, let me start by asking you. Sensex has climbed over 60,000. It's just a 9 month journey from 50,000 to 60,000, such a short while, and we've seen these remarkable levels. But what next for the market going forward from here?
Yeah, I think Sakshi, it's a great moment to see Sensex, touching 60,000. And clearly the markets seem to be on steroids. I think the way the markets have gone up, I would not be surprised that, at least in the next 6 months, earnings recovery is going to be very solid for corporates. We are going to see better corporate earning numbers for quarter 2. And hopefully with corona cases declining and, the vaccination rates going up, I would believe that post December, if everything becomes normal, then I think we could see higher levels even from these levels. But yes, the markets would definitely take time to time healthy corrections. And these would offer good opportunities for investors to get in, because obviously every correction offers a good opportunity for people to actually get in, and the market gets ready for a bigger move going forward. So I think we should see better days ahead.
Absolutely, we should take the days ahead as well. But so far we've seen a whole lot of factors supporting the market. It's been the global liquidity that has definitely supported the record high participation of retail investors as well, which for a change has been something different in this bull run when we compare it with the previous bull runs, the earnings momentum, the recovery hopes, and all of that. But going forward, what will be the triggers that will push the market higher?
See, I think clearly one major factor which has driven the markets is basically that earnings recovery after a long period. Sakshi is going to be very strong for FY22 and FY23. Corporate India has been struggling with earnings growth for the last 3 to 4 years, but I think this time it is going to be different because interest rates have touched a record low. Most importantly, we have been talking to corporates that post the second COVID attack, demand across sectors has been growing up. And most importantly, I think the markets is also going to be supported by quality paper. I think the IPO market is now buzzing. We are seeing a
Yeah.
lot of new corporates coming out and quality corporates. I think you're going to see IPOs from MobiKwik, Paytm. These are companies where I believe not only the domestic funds, retail investors, but even the FIs are very keen to participate in these companies. So I think it's going to be a combination of all this. And my sense is earnings recovery will be the key driver. I think beyond December, we could see earnings growth, becoming at least 20 to 23%, which is going to be much higher than the long-term average of at least 14-15%. So I think these are the things which will drive the markets, and I think markets are looking forward for better numbers for FY23. FY22 could be a slightly, muted kind of performance for the first half. But obviously, second half and FY23 will be, the years where possibly earnings recovery will be very, very strong.
Right. So if we were to talk about some specific sectors that could push the rally from here on, we have seen several sectors seeing sector rotation. All of them have their own period of sharp upruns. Going forward from here, we've been seeing, say, for example, right now, the real estate sector is in focus, apart from this IT stocks that have been constantly performing. Going forward from here, is there a particular sector that you believe has not had a chance to, participate in the rally that much that may take all the focus and the next leg of rally forward?
See, I think one should also look into fact that there are some underperforming sectors like the auto and auto component sectors. Now, this is one sector which is a very large sector of the economy, Sakshi, and where growth has actually been impacted by factors like shortage of semiconductor chips. Typically, basically, I think some sort of problems abroad. So I think if you look at the domestic market, my sense is that hopefully once these factors actually evaporate and go away, you could see a strong demand both in the passenger car segment, in the two-wheeler segment. So I think you could possibly look at the auto component companies, something like a Maruti Suzuki or a Mahindra and Mahindra, or even a Tata Motors, where commercial vehicles are doing very well. But I think another sector which should do well is the agrochemical sector. I think we have been very positive on this sector. So agrochemicals, should do well considering that the monsoons are good. Rural recovery again bounces back. So I think these could be contra sectors as of now, which could actually make a lot of money if everything falls in place perfectly as what we believe.
Right, absolutely. Also, how do do you really see the momentum in real estate? Is the excitement in this space overdone, or is it justified? And if one were to really play this space, is it going to be via direct players? Would that be more prudent, or via the proxy plays, say, of the home consumption space?
So I think you're right. Real estate has picked up significantly. Even during COVID, residential real estate has taken off very well, and we have seen a very strong appetite for these kind of properties. I would not be surprised that looking at a low interest rate regime, real estate, especially the residential segment, would do very well. We're already seeing inventories moving very sharply across major segments like North India, Mumbai. So typically, I think real estate growth is there to stay. But I think if one were to invest, in the markets, I think it's better to play the indirect proxies like, building products, housing finance companies. Because here, I believe, the moat is much better. Because frankly, for real estate companies, there's nothing great and different amongst all the companies. I think what should stand out is basically building product companies like, let's say, Kajaria Ceramics, in something like a Somani, ceramics. Typically, I think even housing finance companies like LIC Housing Finance. So I would believe that, the housing finance market is just picking up. Some underperformers like even PNB Housing Finance is floating at a record low valuation. So I think one should use this as an opportunity to build positions here, because my sense is that as time goes, I think these indirect plays would definitely, continue to be in stronger focus.
Okay, so the other thing that has really held out quite well is the reopening trade. We have seen a lot of multiplex stocks really showing some kind of an uptick, hotel stocks as well. Some aviation stocks moved up as well on the hope for demand recovery, and full capacity is being coming up. Your thoughts in the space, answer? Is there anything interesting that attracts you?
See, I think, as you rightly mentioned, unlocking theme is now gaining momentum, and hopefully, beyond December, if everything goes well, fingers crossed, I think you could see a lot of activity in these sectors like hotels, aviation, tourism. In fact, there's a concept called revenge tourism, which is being touted now in the markets. So I would believe that, there are a lot of companies which are on the growth path. I think specifically, if one were to look at companies like Mahindra Holidays, or typically even aviation companies like Indigo, SpiceJet, I would believe that on a stronger wicket, a company like, let's say, Mahindra Holidays could gain significantly. They have been maintaining decent occupancy levels, and I think going forward, hopefully once the unlocking happens, you could see other unlocking plays like even the cinema multiplex companies are doing remarkably well, because it's a very close guarded market with just 2 or 3 players. So I think multiplex players and the holiday tourism companies could definitely be looked upon from a longer term perspective.
Okay, understood that. So, what about the banks? How are you looking at this space? Finally, we've seen some kind of momentum coming up as far as the Nifty Bank is concerned. PSU privates, even the financial services, time and again, they're showing their participation. But is there anything that you would suggest to investors how to approach this space?
See, I think from the banking side, Sakshi, the second quarter will be much better, because the first quarter had some impact of the second COVID attack. So my sense is second quarter numbers first are going to be much stronger than the quarter one. And secondly, investors should look at banks which have got a mix of retail and corporate, customers. I think corporate capex is again coming back. Industry is very confident that with a higher GDP growth, a lot of companies would increase money for capex. So I think banks like ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, even SBI, from the PSU space, I think would definitely be looked upon, because, the capex cycle had remained completely underperforming for the last 2 to 3 years. So now that is coming back. So I think these 2-3 banks, which have got a large exposure on the capex on the corporate book side, will definitely do well. So I think you should not only focus on the retail banks, but look at a mix of corporate and retail.
Okay, understood that. So lastly, I wanted to ask you, for those investors who are now, looking at their portfolios where there are some stocks which have given them handsome returns over the last 1.5 years, is it prudent to do some kind of rejigging, taking some profits off the table, holding some cash so that they will have an opportunity to invest in case there is a correction after these markets have turned quite expensive? And how should one do that?
See, I think, Sakshi, I think it is very common knowledge that you must book profits, because the kind of returns investors have earned in the last 6 months have been very, very strong. So I think unless you book profits, you would not be able to enjoy the ride. I would suggest that, people should at least take out their capital cost, their investment cost of their portfolio, so that, they gain the benefit of margin of safety, and their products are, their portfolios are relatively risk-free. So I think it goes without saying that the markets could see a healthy correction. There's no doubt about it. But I think profit booking is essential, because if you don't do that, then I think all this is paper kind of profit, which I think eventually leads to nothing. So regular profit booking, at least, which can make the portfolios free of cost, and then the rest of the quantity, whatever investors want to hold, can be held on. But yes, I think one has to be extremely selective now at these levels. I think one can't take a general call that everything in the market looks at.
Okay, understood that well on that. But thank you so much, Mr. Gorakh Thakur, for speaking to us and sharing your wonderful insights on the markets and how should investors really approach at these record levels. Thank you so much for your time. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Market Masterclass, but we'll keep on getting you such interesting conversations with all the market experts so that you can get to know how are they analyzing the markets at these levels, what is the most prudent strategy to follow so that you can continue to make profits and your portfolio also remains quite profitable. Thank you very much and stay tuned with us. And what you need to do, you need to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any video that we put out for you to watch, and stay with us through our social media handles and visit our website money9.com. Thanks a lot for tuning in.